Hello, my name is Rolando Abundes, and the objective of this activity is to make students recognize and discriminate the difference between two phonemes, the plosive phoneme B and the fricative phoneme V. The class or the activity is this has been designed for a university class of students, about 20 to 25, and they are level A2 of the Common European Framework, and all of them are native speakers of Spanish. So the activity will have a couple of introductions and explanations, and then students will go through, first of all, an exposition to the sounds and try to discriminate what the sound is. The second stage will be related to production of the sounds. And finally, they will go for pair activity where they have to produce and recognize the sound in pairs, with working with minimal pairs. So that is related to the class and the profile and the objectives of the activity. And now I proceed to describe how I would introduce this activity to my students. So first of all, okay, guys, today we're going to speak about how we pronounce in English two letters that for us are very familiar. The first one is B and B. So remember that there's a difference in English between this and this. When you see the words, the letters between slashes, it means that this is not a letter, but a sound. So in Spanish, we have no problem pronouncing these words. Boca, beso. Actually, we don't do any difference in the way we pronounce or we move our lips. When we use words that they use the word, the phoneme or the letter V, we say vaca, válvula. So for Spanish speakers, we pronounce the B sound in the same way in the words botar and votar. Actually, we don't have any differences. We pronounce both words in the same way, even though they mean something different. The first one, botar, means to drop away something or to bounce a ball. And the other is when there are elections and you go to the polls and you emit your vote. So we don't have problem pronouncing this in Spanish, and we don't do any difference between both sounds. The problem is that in English, this sound, the sound B, is different from the sound V. And the difference, it is not only on the way we pronounce, but the difference is also in the meaning. Because when we use a word such as this one, just a minute. When we have this word, one thing is bad, and one thing different is that. So we need to be careful because the way we pronounce each word will change the meaning. So what I want you to do now is you're going to listen to a recording. I'm going to give you this handout with these 5 pairs of words, and I need you to pay attention to the way the B or V sound or phoneme is pronounced. You just listened and you cross the word that you think you heard. Okay? So, and well, students do that. They do the exercise. And after that, we check as a whole class. And what I ask students to do later is we work with the phonetics part. So, okay, guys. So now, after you have done this exercise, let's work in the way these phonemes are produced. The first one, that is the letter B, it is called bilabial, and it is called like that, and also plosive, because we produce it with our lips. If you see my face and you see my lips when I say b, b, and we call it plosive, explosiva in Spanish, because we cannot have the sound for a long time. It's just an emission. B, b, but. Okay. Whereas in the other case, with the sound V, we can have the sound as long as we want and as much air as we have. And to produce it, we use 2 points of articulation in our mouth, the lower lip and the upper teeth. So you can see me. And that makes a difference. So please repeat after me. B, b, b. Okay, now we go with the second one. V, v, v. Okay, so let's try with the list of words that you already have in your handout. So the first one, number 1, with me. We're going to go in this order. Bat, bat. Number 2, bet, vet. 3, beer, beer. 4, boat, vote. 5, bail, veil. Okay, so now pay attention. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover my mouth and I'm going to pronounce one of these words. And you tell me one, if it is for the plosive, and labial, B, or 2, if it is for the fricative, because there's a friction in the air, V. Okay, so 1, vet. Okay, yeah, it was number 2. And then with the students, we proceed in this way. I continue with the whole list. And finally, I organize students in pairs and they do the same activity as I just have done it. And they interact among themselves, guessing or not only guessing, but identifying what was the sound that the students pronounce. So that's it for the moment. And this would be everything related to this activity. Of course, in the coming days or in the following classes and sessions, there will be a follow-up of these sounds so the students can reinforce and remember the difference of the sounds plosive P, B, and fricative V. Thank you very much.